I've got a story for you.
Welcome to the Bowl. Today we'll be doing one of our story episodes where we share stories from our life in the hopes that you can learn from our mistakes and share in our experiences. And hopefully at some point some of you would like to share your stories with us, and then we can all learn and grow together, experience new things together. And today Matt's going to be sharing a story from his life. So take it away.
So it's the story about how I became the vegan of the group. I've been vegetarian for a long time, as you know. Right since early teens, late childhood, like kind of age. And the way that happened was we were at a folk festival, which is like loads of people, old people playing guitars, harmonicas, that kind of stuff in pubs. Right.
Just like a few day festival, or just like
it goes on for a week, but we used to stay weekends. So,
all right.
Yeah, a couple of days.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I've been there a few times. Sidmouth Folk Festival, in case anyone's interested. But yeah, we used to go to the burger stall there, and they had an option this one year between vegetarian burgers and beef burgers.
I know which one I'll go for.
I've never had like a drawing to meat. Like I've never felt like it's what I would really want to eat anyway. So tried the veggie burger, and it was just as good, if not better. So
Surprising.
yeah, but I mean that's my
Your take on it, but still, as a meat eater at the time, to value
definitely.
a veggie burger that highly.
So yeah, I never looked back on that. Meat just wasn't for me. So alright, I'm vegetarian. Years and years go by with me abusing dairy on a daily basis. And then I come across a Facebook page called The Vegan Sidekick. And he does all these little cartoons about essentially making fun of meat eaters and vegetarians. Some of them are pretty dark, but I thought they were funny, and they made a good point. They had a moral point to them.
Yeah.
So I saw one that was related to me as someone who eats a lot of dairy, and how that's negative in almost every way. So as soon as I found that out, I was halfway through a cup of tea. Couldn't finish the cup of tea. I couldn't do it. And I was big. I used to drink like a couple gallons of milk a day, and I just
Gallons.
yeah, big jugs. Yeah, but turned my back on all of it within an instant, just because I learnt that one piece of information, which relates back to what we were saying in the last story episode about little things changing big things. So yeah, then I went vegan. I remember the night I did it, I told my mum that I was going vegan without giving her any context. So rightfully her response made sense, but she was like, "You're not going vegan. You're not doing that. But you're skinny enough as it is." And I've always been skinny. People are going to think like, "Oh, he's vegan, he's skinny." Like,
Not Irish vegan.
Yeah, I've always been skinny, even when as a meat eater. So my mum said, "Oh, you're too skinny anyway, you shouldn't be going vegan, you're not going to survive," essentially. But she was tired. The next morning she woke up, had a much better attitude towards it, and completely understood from my side, and allowed me to buy new foods in and try that whole lifestyle of being vegan. So shout out to her. So then yeah, a few years went by with very limited vegan options. I used to eat £3.50 for a tiny individual sized pizza from Holland and Barrett, and the cheese on top wasn't very nice either.
Yeah, this is back when it wasn't
it wasn't as
massive
big.
thing,
Yeah.
a huge community like it is today. So the options, I imagine, were very limited.
Yeah, there was no big fast food chains that did anything. I mean, now people can get Subway, Greg's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, all of the big chains, they've got a vegan option now. Whereas they didn't when I first went vegan. So I was living off very limited options. And but yeah, I stuck it out and continued, and I watched the whole culture around veganism change from, oh, vegans are hippies, to vegans, that's just a diet, that's just another thing that people do because they don't like this other thing. And it became a lot more normal over time, and watching that process happen in front of me after joining it, like it was decent, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet. That was a good job, especially getting in early before.
Yeah, exactly.
Like feeling like one of those trendsetters.
Yeah, that's the thing though, and people now see veganism as a trend. So like saying you're vegan, people like kind of shun it because it's like, oh, you're just trying to jump on the bandwagon.
Want to be special.
Yeah. So, which is totally wrong, really, with the moral implications of veganism. But it happens. Celebrities are notorious for it.
No, yeah, of course.
Yeah. But yeah, all the options coming out, and it couldn't be easier nowadays. Like, people, they have it so easy now. And even me, when I had the limited options, at least I had options. Like, the people who came before me, like vegans from the 70s, can you imagine what they were eating?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know.
But yeah, it's the options that was a massive thing for me, because I am a meat eater, but I do also believe that if we can live in a world where we don't have to kill to survive, it's obviously much better. It makes sense. It's obviously what we're doing to the environment, all the reasons that there are to support veganism. I believe that it could very well be the way of the future, and should be. It's just nonsensical to keep killing for the sake of our survival when we don't need to. So I could possibly end up being vegan in the future. I'm not against it. It's something I could move towards. But for me, it is the options has been a massive thing, because I don't like having the restrictions. I want to be able to go to a restaurant and order what I want off the menu. I want to be able to go and pick things in the supermarket that I want to try or like the look of without having to read through the ingredients and making sure that it's not going to go against my way of eating. It's very difficult, and it requires a lot of work. Like you say, it's getting easier and easier for people to now become vegan, because the options are getting wider and wider and wider. And hopefully it will become a very mainstream thing. It will become the majority instead of the minority. That would be good. But yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, just about the ease of access and everything you were saying, essentially. But yeah, that's awesome that you'd be willing to, like, in the future, if there was more options, companies, then you'd do it, and that's good. I think that's a positive mindset to bring to veganism, rather than the usual, which is bacon. Like, people who just, they have to be against it, and I don't know why. I have no idea. I've tried to figure it out, but
well, it's just like people want to be special, being a trendsetter and being in the trends. There are people who want to rub against the grain or run against the grain and be on the opposing side. Like, there's always going to be people that just have opinions because they want to be on the other side. It's a shame that is the way that it is, but people want to be right, people want to be different, and want to feel special in a certain way. It is about thinking deeper into it and looking at the implications of your actions. It's
not just pick a burger up off the shelf. It's where has that burger come from, and all the stuff that's behind it. I can't see anything else now when I look at it.
Yeah, what's had to suffer for you to have that on your plate.
Yeah. But yeah, I've turned several people vegan or vegetarian in my family.
You should hear the brainwashing.
It's not it's anti-brainwashing from the stuff that adverts tell you.
Oh, you can't bring anyone round to meet him. You do. The first thing that's going to happen is you're going to try and brainwash them to being vegan. I think it's when you sign up for being a vegan. I think you have to sign a thing to say, yeah, I will convert everyone that I meet, or at least try to.
Rule number 1.
Oh yeah, I was a solid meat eater. I've had him in my ear for years about vegan. You're getting my opinion across now. It is what it is. But yeah, you also go to a lot of vegan fairs, don't you? Now it's become a bigger thing.
Yeah. Like, they've definitely been popping up a lot more recently. There's a couple in Bournemouth near where we live. They have over 70 big vegan. I actually have the flyer on my fridge at all times. I don't know, it just never leaves my fridge. So I know it off by heart. There's over 70 vegan stalls there, including like hot dogs, and like the weirdest thing that I saw whilst at a vegan fair was leather, like belts and wallets and all kinds of stuff made from mushroom.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a strange thing, but like 40 quid for a belt.
Yeah, expensive,
that's a bit,
until it becomes more mainstream. Because faux leather was normally like plastic and stuff like that. Right? It's interesting doing it out of mushrooms. It's obviously much better than plastic for the environment. Yeah, interesting. So what kind of stuff goes on at the fairs? Is it just loads of food stalls, or is there other
food,
things?
Makeup, there's charities. There's a lot of charities there where you can go and donate money to animal charities and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
sign
I
up for
imagine.
newsletters and stuff. But I'd say about half of it is food. Yeah, you get a lot of options there that you wouldn't find in any supermarket. Well,
Yeah,
not
that's
in England
good.
anyway.
So, looking to go vegan, I mean, there's fairs out there. You can go
Yeah.
and explore the options available to you and see if it's for you.
Yeah, and you find the best stuff at a vegan fair as well. A better chance of becoming a vegan than if you were to just go to a supermarket and buy carrots, like or whatever.
The amount of times he's come back from vegan fairs, like, you got to try this cake. Oh, this is so good. I tried this. These hot dogs are amazing. Like, just all sorts of different stuff. It's good. I like seeing them get hyped about the vegan fairs when they come round.
Yeah, they are good. But yeah.
Anything else to add? Just pondering for a minute.
Yeah, I do want to mention the hot dogs. Like I've already kind of touched, but they are probably the best thing as a vegan that I've ever tried.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can't buy them anywhere, and there is a vegan restaurant in Boscombe, which is near Bournemouth, which is where we live.
Don't worry, you have the whole area mapped out soon enough.
Called Dirty Vegan, and they do hot dogs and burgers and stuff like that. But their hot dogs, like their burgers are amazing. Don't get me wrong, definitely.
Yeah, I may have to try that. But, big fan of the burger.
Yeah, but the hot dogs did not live up to the vegan fare. But them vegan fare hot dogs, I need to know where to get them or how to make them. I don't know, but I need to know where I can get a sustainable source of them. I want to buy them by the 100.
If any of you know, leave a comment below.
But yeah, I'd recommend them to anyone who goes to any fair where they have them available. Definitely.
Yeah, cool. So, life-changing stuff. And
Yeah, definitely.
a big part of Matt's character and Matt's life pretty much revolves around veganism.
Yeah, that's safe to say.
Yeah, so another hard-hitting story. Hopefully some of you at home have taken something from this, and if not, hopefully you've just enjoyed it. Outro? Something vegan or
Go vegan.
vegan? Thanks for watching.